Hey everyone, it's time for some more Monster Hunter, and today we're going to try to wrap up the HR4 quest. This is the first star level of high rank, so most likely that'll mean fighting the high rank Kutku possibly twice, as well as doing a high rank Sootstone Ore quest. I can't remember if Jungle Menace is also in HR4, but that said, I'll try to get there as quick as I can. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I just want to give a massive thanks to all of my Patreon supporters. This is the most direct way to support the channel, and they give me the motivation to keep going every day. Now, in order to kind of speed this along, I did go ahead and switch over to the Ogre Tusk, the highest ranked spear in the bone category, I believe, or at least as far as like normal weapons go. Now, I do have a rusted spear, but I don't have the earth crystals needed to upgrade it to the Undertaker just yet, so that'll have to happen at a later time. As of now, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Ogre Tusk to try to hurry through some of these missions. It's good for blocking, it's good for getting just little pokes here and there and everywhere. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do the attack of the Kutku. And hopefully, once we get this done, we should only have 1 or 2 quests to go, and then we'll be done with the HR4 quests. Now, most likely what's going to happen after this is I might start grinding in the streams. So what I'm probably going to do is after I get through the HR 4-star quest, what I'm probably going to do is I'm most likely going to go back to single player and do some of those quests as well. And then during the streams, or maybe off camera, I'll do some grinding in addition to that. Now the reason for this is because you have to beat certain HR levels in order to get to the next star rank. And unfortunately for this one, I believe I have to be HR 16 in order to unlock the 5-star quest. So since I'm HR 14 right now, that's going to involve a fair amount of grinding. Seems like I'm actually getting help from Asteria again today. He's another Monster Hunter content creator, and he said he wanted to help me do the last couple of missions in 4-star quests, which I'm definitely grateful for. Now, unfortunately, he can't talk today because he does have a bit of a stomach ache, so he will be refraining from voice chat today. However, I will say that I believe when it comes to the Kutku, that not much should be different. As I mentioned before, they should have a fake out attack of some sort. Now, I do have a couple of well-done steaks, but I'm still low on the raw meat. I'm going to have to go ahead and cook me some more, but in order to do that, unfortunately, I have to take out the Aptonoth here. Which, now that I think about it, seems like it only takes 1 attack from the Ogre Tusk. That should give an idea of how strong this weapon is, which I never really took into consideration. I've pretty much just been using that one sword and shield, the Flame Falchion, this whole time, just because I like the way it looks. And with the Ogre Tusk, it seems like it's definitely stronger for sure. Obviously, it doesn't attack as quickly, and it doesn't have any sort of elemental damage to it. However, I'm also not getting any raw meat. Thank you very much, Desire Sensor. I do not appreciate it one bit. So I'm going to go ahead and poke this Aptonoth a couple of times and see if I can get some raw meat from it. Maybe 1 or 2 more raw meats is all I'm really looking for. Alright, so after this, we can go ahead and run over to the Kutku. It's probably still in Area 9, hopefully. If not, we'll have to track it down. It might have gone to Area 3 or Area 4 if it's not in Area 9. The chances of it going to Area 10 are pretty slim, but to my knowledge, when it comes to high rank in Monster Hunter 1, the monsters don't really change their locations all that much, in terms of where they spawn, where they fly, everything. Something I'm pretty thankful for, though, is that there are potions just available for purchase in the general store over in the lobby. So you don't really have to focus on making potions. You can just buy potions, and then you can craft mega potions with the herbs you find, as well as honey. Now, we did manage to find the Kutku, but it seems like it is... Oh, not flying off. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on, but let's see if I can pelt it with a paintball real quick. That would definitely be quite the shot if I could. Seems like I did miss, but Kutku is going to do that classic, well, I guess Rathalos thing where he flies outside the map. That's definitely not normal to my knowledge with Kutku, but maybe it's because he spotted us while he was flying outside the map or attempting to leave the zone, and that's what made him fly outside the map. However, it looks like we should be okay now. I'm going to pelt him with a paintball real quick, if I can manage to get it off. And then after that, I'm going to see what damage we can do. I'm definitely looking forward to getting out of the 4-star quests. I know I've been stuck on them for a couple of weeks at least, but as for the Ogre Tusk, it's definitely effective with fighting the Kutku. It's effective with fighting the monsters in general. Because the Lance, like I said before in my crap guide to Lance, it is pretty overpowered in this game. If you can get just the right angle with just the right damage on just the right monsters, I guess, mostly hitting them in the head or the legs if the legs are a spot that isn't super armored, you can actually stun lock them. So, with me and Asteria both having the Ogre Toss, it's definitely going to make short work of this Kutku. But in order to make up for that, obviously, we'll be doing that 6-stone quest today, and I imagine that one is not going to be fun at all. Alright, so it looks like we blitz High Rank Kutku down pretty quick. I probably didn't even realize it until now, but I might have actually been crippling myself a bit with the Flame Falchion, the Sword and Shield. I know that this week I'm not going to be releasing a crap guide video because I did burn myself out physically last week quite badly, and I decided that I wouldn't be doing a crap guide video last week. I just focused on streaming and sleeping and resting up. But I think next week I'm going to do Sword and Shield, and my goodness, compared to the other weapons, it's definitely night and day. Now, I will say that the hammer is definitely a weird one, though, when it comes to the weapons, because on one hand you have the hammer in the Japanese version of the game, this one, where it kind of has like this triple ground pound for the initial attack. It doesn't have the golf swing like the English Western release does, or I guess the G version as well. So because of that, it's definitely not as strong. However, the ground pound is definitely still an effective attack to use, but it does definitely get in the way of your teammates whenever you're knocking them around everywhere. However, I'll definitely be focusing on that at a later time. As for the lance, man, I mean, it's not that I didn't realize how strong it was, it's that I forgot how strong it was because I haven't really been focusing on doing daily videos as much. I'm probably honestly going to be focusing on using the lance for a little while, now that I think about it, because there are times the lance clicks and then the times where the lance doesn't click, and right now it's definitely clicking for me since I'm stun locking the Kutku, but the benefits of having the lance and like this one and a partner is that you can blitz through the quests, and hopefully that means before the end of the day today I can go ahead and wrap up the other quests, the last couple quests. So I already did the Velociprey Lords, Attack of the Giant Bugs. I actually might not have done Velociprey Hunt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one. Once we do Velociprey Hunt, I think we have to do the Jungle Kutku, and then after that we will do the Sootstone quest. And hopefully all that shouldn't take more than like 45 minutes all in all. And we can just get them all done and wrap it up. Now, the thing about this quest is that there is a Rathalos wandering around. Now, if we do fight the Rathalos, I'll probably call it a video with this mission, but if we don't fight the Rathalos and we just go straight for the Velociprey, then I'll go ahead and do the other two quests that I was talking about earlier. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to let Asteria decide if we're going to fight the Rathalos or not. I'm not going to ask him, I'm just going to kind of follow along with his lead. And I did forget to sell my items, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and discard these small monster bones and probably the... I'm not really sure what I want to get rid of here. Oh yeah, definitely the worms. The worms are useless. So after I do that, I'm just going to grab these two, and then whenever we get back to the hub, I'm going to go ahead and sell all my miscellaneous monster parts that I don't really need. I know I had some Diablo stuff in my inventory, like a Diablo spine, which I managed to dump out. And I was meaning to pretty much buy some, not buy some, but what I was meaning to do was I was going to sell my Velociprey parts. Of course, I did forget to do that, as my inventory can make that clear. But thankfully, this is a mission where we fight a bunch of Velocipreys, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to Area 2, then 3, then probably 9, then 8, and then circle back up to 10 and go back down to 5. I'm actually really surprised. The Aptonoth, they die in sometimes one hit from this weapon. And the Velociprey looks like they're kind of tanky. They're taking a few hits to actually kill, so maybe these small monsters do get a health buff, or maybe it's only the aggressive ones. I'm not entirely sure. I'm actually really surprised with my progress so far. It looks like we're almost already halfway done. Now, I am really hoping we can wrap the missions up today, but I am pretty low on time because I did wake up late. I probably have about 30 more minutes, maybe, in order to actually record this stuff down before I need to work on editing everything down, but as is, I did forget there aren't really any Velociprey in Area 10, so I'm going to go back around to Area 8 and then Area 9. Then hopefully after that we can finish it off with Area 5, but I swear there should be more Velociprey I ran into by now. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I did already run into as many as I should have, and there's just going to be plenty, and I don't know. When it comes to the small monsters, sometimes it's hard to tell if there's only a few of them or if there's a whole crap ton of them. Because they'll group up, but then they'll only group up in like little small pockets. So sometimes it is really hard to tell. At least for me, for my silly brain. It's definitely not the most functional part of my body, I'm sure. But I do my best. Certainly, I certainly didn't expect was Rathalos being right there. Actually, I didn't notice Rathalos until he growled at me. So I guess we'll see if... Okay, I guess we're doing this. Let me just block real quick. Yeah, that was a good call. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can beat up these Velocipray a bit, which I'm definitely not able to do. And yeah, we're definitely running into a bit of trouble here. But hopefully we can at least avoid not dying before these Velocipray get killed. But what I do need to do is be mindful, oh my goodness, of attacks like that, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block, and hopefully I don't die. But the Velocipray definitely don't make that easy. I do need to try to shimmy out of the way as much as I can. And if I can manage to survive, I'll definitely be quite happy. Oh, yeah. No, I should have seen that coming. I got scared. I probably had a chance to get out there, but I was worried that by the time I put my weapon away, I would have just gotten hit by an attack I couldn't have avoided. That's why in Monster Hunter you can't just get nervous and turtle up, because if you're not thinking strategically, if you're just trying to block the world like I sometimes do, then it can definitely lead to you getting killed. Let's go ahead and see if Asteria actually wants to fight Rathalos. If Asteria's over there fighting Rathalos, I'd definitely join in with him. Because I do feel kind of bad about that. A little bit salty. A little bit baby rage, but what can you do? I played poorly, and that's what happens when you play poorly. You wind up getting your butt kicked. Now, the thing about Lance is, if you are good, you can stunlock Rathalos. It is a popular tactic to properly defeat him. I'm not sure if it's only the low-rank version that works well with, but if you do have a party with Ogretus, you can definitely stunlock the high-rank version of Rathalos as well. You just have to be mindful and pretty much just aim for the head the entire time. And if you can do that, it'll be pretty easy to stunlock him. It does seem like Rathalos decided to get out of the way now that I actually have enough health to take a couple of attacks from him. So I'll just leave him be and try to wrap up the mission. Now, if I remember correctly, the last of the Velocipray should be in Area 5. We do have 6 more to go, though, so maybe I missed one. I'll have to double-check Area 10 as soon as I get done with Area 5, just to be sure, but I think Area 5, or at least, you know, between here and Area 5, that should be everything we need in order to wrap this mission up. Of course, it looks like Rathalos does want to... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, it seems like Rathalos was wanting to get in our way and prevent us from completing the mission, but I guess he went back off to Area 9. So I'm gonna leave Rathalos be. I didn't really want to fight him today to begin with. I'm very tired. I'm very kind of lethargic, so I'm just gonna focus on getting the small fries out the way, and then whenever we can get a proper party together, that's when I'll focus on beating up the big monsters. I think I've fought Rathalos enough as is, considering I got his armor and multiple weapons. Although, now that I think about it, I actually think I need a couple more scales and tails from Rathalos in order to complete a weapon set. But I could be wrong. I need to check out my items again and so I can remember. Now, from what I can tell, it looks like there might be some monsters, some Velocipray in Area 10. Maybe they don't spawn until after you've killed most of the ones in the area. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine here. Hopefully I can actually get me some Dragonite ore. You never know. Oh, that's right. I'm almost out of materials. Okay, yeah. So it looks like Asteria got the last few Velocipray. I wonder what I can get, though, besides iron ore. I do need a lot of Earth crystals. Yeah, okay. So that's actually... that's good right there. Let me see if I have any first aid meds I can get rid of. Yes, I can. So let's go ahead and just keep going until... Oh, Macrolite. Well, hey, I guess I better get rid of them. Let's see. What I can get rid of is the Screamers. I don't really need those. Although, maybe I'll need them for Diablos later on. We'll see. I know I was playing Monster Hunter Freedom one time, and I got some Dragonite ore from this spot. That was definitely a surprise. Alright, so it looks like we finally got the Jungle Menace quest unlocked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this Jungle Menace quest, and hopefully me and Asteria can blitz the Kutku down before too much time passes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sell some of these materials as well. I'm definitely going to sell medium monster bones. I got plenty of those, as well as the Velocipray items. Pretty much all of them. I don't need them at all. I am going to keep some of this stuff, but oh no, I'm definitely not going to sell the Earth Crystal. I'm going to keep some of this stuff, but pretty much the monster pots I am going to be getting rid of because the only thing I really need at this time is earth crystals for the rusted weapons I have. Something I'm pretty happy about is I'm seeing a lot of new people trying this game out. And I'm not sure if this is from another content creator because it looks like they are all pretty new, or if this is just somebody bringing their friends, or I don't know, maybe I'd even be willing to say it's from something like me or Asteria, convincing people to try this game out, but this does definitely warm my heart seeing so many people getting involved in Monster Hunter, the old school Monster Hunter. And hopefully, as soon as I get to Monster Hunter G, we'll definitely see a lot more new people in addition to that. Really, this is one of my favorite parts of Monster Hunter. These people are just playing with friends and getting along and having a good time. I just hope that they can manage to make it through the grind that is Monster Hunter 1. Or at the very least, they can play enough to appreciate it, and then maybe move on to a Monster Hunter game they'll enjoy more. Alright, so Jungle Menace quest should be pretty simple and easy. Kutku should spawn in, like, the very first area. After Kutku spawns, we can just blitz it down and then hopefully get on to the last quest, the Sootstone Ore. I am really hoping that this will be the end of the 4-star quest, or at the very least, I'm hoping that the Sootstone Ore quest doesn't take too long to spawn. I actually had to abandon mission a couple of times, to start a mission and abandon it in order to refresh the quest list for this one to start up. And that really is one of the challenges of just doing quests in general. If you're trying to get to the next rank or trying to find a particular quest, once you've already done so many quests and you only have a couple left to go, it can make it a little bit difficult in order to actually get that quest to appear. It's kind of like the Desire Sensor, but for quests. I'm not exactly sure why it seems to happen, but the very least it seems to happen with me. Like, that one last quest I need, just like that one last part, it does not want to appear in the quest list. But at the very least I know there is only like one quest left after this one. And hopefully Kutku shouldn't take too long to blitz down. As long as he doesn't keep flying off everywhere, and as long as he doesn't keep using wind pressure to try to knock us away. All I really gotta do is just keep up a consistent attack, and we should be good to go. What I'm gonna do here is I am going to try to hit Asteria and see if I can actually charge Kutku. Yeah, that does make me pretty happy. So it looks like I don't actually bounce off of him whenever I charge, so that means this is definitely a very good weapon in terms of sharpness and probably even damage as well. Well, yeah, definitely damage as well, because it does do quite a bit. And this is the max level upgrade for the average Bone Spear. I believe it is the Bone Tree that leads into this one. Alright, looks like I managed to blitz him down pretty easy. I think that was less than 5 minutes, actually. So yeah, I'm definitely pretty happy about that. That is the Jungle Menace dealt with. So after this, we just need to do the Sootstone quest. I'm sure that one will be misery, misery, misery. And once we do get that Sootstone quest done, that should be the last of the 4-star quests. Now, I'm sure y'all might have noticed that I do have these... Oh, a giant beak. That can actually be used to make a funny hammer. But I'm sure most of y'all have noticed that I do already have all these quests done, and that's because I was intending to make a weekly video before. For anybody who's newer, or for anybody who might not have been keeping up with the channel. But the weekly videos are definitely something I struggled with doing, and I feel like they were overall not really beneficial to my channel. So I'm not really good at pulling any sort of meaningful content out of that. So what I do is I just do these, you know, gameplay videos every day. Just kind of cut them down, throw in some memes here and there, and hopefully people like it. And so far, people do seem to like it. This is definitely my comfort zone, where I make content, and this is I just talk, I just yap. And yeah, so that's why I switched back over to this style of content. Now, as I was saying before, it does look like the quest for the Sootstone Ore isn't showing up, so I'm gonna give it a few tries. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it like 3 abandons, and if it doesn't show up in that time, I'm probably gonna call it a video there. 1, because I'm close to being out of time, and 2, because I really honestly don't want to do it. I'll probably just do it tomorrow, since I'll have to do a whole bunch of grinding anyways if it does come down to that, but I'm hoping that it won't come to that. I also don't remember if there even is a 4-star Sootstone quest. I think it is there is one. But I know I definitely haven't done it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon this quest, and I'll just give it a couple more tries and see if it pops up. Alright, so this here's my 3rd quest abandon. If it doesn't show up this time, I'm probably going to call it a video. But I do want to thank Asteria again for helping me out with doing these quests. I'll be sure to link his channel in the description below. Definitely give Asteria a check out. Yeah, he's been... Definitely check Asteria out. He's been doing YouTube, I think, for like 10 years now, and he's only got like 20-something subscribers, 20-something thousand subscribers, excuse me. So while he's a decently sized channel, he has been working at it for a very long time. So yeah, definitely give him a check out his channel because he does deserve the support. All right, so it looks like I don't have access to the Sootstone quest for the 4-star quest. I'm probably either going to try it tomorrow or just call it there. I probably will try it tomorrow because I did say I would do all the quests, and technically, while I have done it already, I didn't do it on camera, so I'll just go ahead and do all the quests. Also, I have been trying to talk to this guy because apparently he's supposed to give you silver tickets for the Corona sword if you stay in the rooms enough times, but maybe I'm just not doing it right. Either way, I'm going to call it right there. Thank everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave a comment down below if you have any tips for me on the rest of high rank. Besides that, if you do want to join me on these quests, I will be notifying people whenever I do go online in the Discord channel, so check out my Discord, linked in the description below. There is also an active community of people who do play Monster Hunter across pretty much all different platforms, using all sorts of emulators and everything else, so definitely give that a check out if you want people to play with. And if you do want to support each feature of the channel, check out my Patreon, linked in the description below. That way I can figure out where the heck that Sootstone quest is so that I can finish it. Bye now.